Say nada. Say nada. I'm just looking for a freak. Someone who likes tasting me. Say nada.
I'm Shakka. I'm Shakka with 2 Ks. Born Shakka Philip, born in West London. I liked messing around with sounds, and so I thought it was apt that I became a musician, a singer, songwriter and producer, and that's what I am to this day. My parents came over from Dominica to London when they were really young. My dad at the age of 15, my mum at the age of 20. Through many different types of jobs, they were able to find, I guess, their own sense of existence and their own place and their own role in the whole of the UK. What? It's got all of them. My brother was suggesting, like, yo, you should play with a mangrove and play mangrove steel band. I was like a kid in the sweet shop. Like, they were like, so what plan do you want to play? I was like, all of them. Had it not been for the steel band, I don't know how my music would have panned out. I know it wouldn't have been as rich as it is now. So Homelands for me is important because I get to go to my home country and find out exactly what makes me sonically and what makes me culturally. And then I can scream that from the rooftops and say, yeah, I'm British and I'm Dominican and this is my flag and it's the best looking flag in the world. And hopefully if I say that and I do it with as much confidence, I can inspire other people, not only from my country, but the rest of the world to do the same. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Which must be adopted in the event of an emergency.
The journey from Heathrow to Dominica, I thought was going to be very, very anxious until I opened the doors of the plane, felt the humidity and felt the smell. I can taste the passion fruit in the air and I can smell the calabash and the barbecue chicken. That is my uncle. His name's Uncle Alan. I used to climb up the coconut tree and then just knock a coconut from the thing, and he's just knocking it out and using a massive cutlass and just chopping it up and giving it to us like this. Yeah, agriculturalist, farmer, stallsman, salesman.
Shakka sings since when he was small, you know. He was about 3 years and he could sing every song.
Now I'm in Dominica where we're drinking the finest of coconut water. It's been chopped with a giant cutlass, flat and fresh. Uncle Alan, tell you what's surprising? If I didn't visit my cousin, who was an insane fan and is an insane fan of bouyon music, I'd consider it a crime, and I think she would too.
Like they call the Caribbean a melting pot, but bouyon music in its entirety is a melting pot because it's a lot of different types of music that, like, different cultures that had inherited the country maybe before slavery and stuff became abolished, and then everybody started, you know, this some kind of emancipation and everybody into this music and stuff. So it's like it just from way back and then it evolved, and so everybody adding a little piece of their feel to it, you know, and it's really unique to us. The meat is rich and thick and juicy and tasty, especially when he cooks it. Oh my God, he's a great chef.
So there was enough time for me to check out the botanical gardens of the nature isle of the Caribbean and then pick up my outfit for Carnival Mass. My waistband, I got my shorts, my headband. I don't think any other carnival float would give you, like, they give you tickets for alcohol. Condoms? It's gonna be sick. Reflection time with Chef Philip. Only in Dominica, and it's a wonderful place to be. This place is so sick. Okay, so we'd have Juve, Dominicans would have Juve. Our Juve would start at 6 o'clock in the morning, Dominicans would start at 4 for 96 hours or for 72 hours. So it's like 3 days of just non-stop fetting and partying and wetting down the road. I'm so looking forward to that. It's a constant beat. It is a constant beat. So you have to be prepared for being in a trance as opposed to just like, okay, I want to hear the next song, okay, I want to hear the next song. It would tap into a certain part of their soul or their psyche or something like that. Some people even refer to that as spiritual. It's something that you can't control, do you know what I mean? So yeah, you could call it spiritual, you could call it otherworldly, if that is even a term. You call it whatever, but it definitely makes the average human being do something that they wouldn't have done consciously. Babylon, go back, Babylon, go back, Juve literally means daybreak or the crack of dawn. Juve, for me, is probably one of the most spiritual things that I could have ever undertaken. Like, it's weird. I feel like I'm in an entirely different time zone or parallel universe. There's a lot of stories as to how it got started up or why it got started up. Before the mid-1800s, the indigenous inhabitants of the Caribbean islands weren't allowed to celebrate their own culture, and so they did it in their own backyards. It's spread all over the world. Mardi Gras, all sorts of different places, and it's essentially a worldwide celebration of liberation and freedom. And we've been almost soldiering through fatigue for like the past 3 hours, and we get to the point where it's like, what, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're still partying. Juve morning and afternoon, we went to Grand Bay, which is the other side of Dominica, village of Asa Banton, who is hailed as one of the pioneers of bouyon music in Dominica. When you're writing your music, do you ever have a point in your life where you're thinking, okay, some of the slang that I use, it might be better to even think about translating it or having a point where people from other islands or other parts of the world can get to understand it?
Come to a wet bed and don't expect for you to get wet. You don't know if close you go get.
It's good to use our local slang, and the outside people, they could learn it and then use it, you know, like Papa Met. Like a lot of people ask me what's Papa Met.
Papa Met, Papa Met, Papa Met.
Papa Met means, oh my God.
Right, right.
But I like to be real, you know?
Right, exactly.
I go strictly local.
Exactly.
And it's nice to see when people from other countries singing our locals.
Yeah, exactly.
All the clubs, you have to hear bouyon. And when it's carnival in Dominica, they all come to Dominica. So bouyon is really bringing in a lot of income into the country. So just keep listening to bouyon, keep listening to Asa Banton. Definitely strictly local.
How can you come to a wet bed?
Definitely, you don't know, man.
We have to link, for sure.
We will.
Close you go get. Papa Met.
From start to finish, it's homegrown. From the accent he uses, it's homegrown. From the sounds he uses, it's homegrown. And he goes abroad with it, do you know what I mean? And I'm doing that now, but to see him do it in many different countries and his own slang and the Caribbean thing, it's next, man. It's mad inspiring. Carnival mass continued all through the next day. Sound systems raging, everyone dancing, crazy costumes, including mine. And I realized how related I was to it and how it wasn't foreign to me. It was an amazing feeling. I'm at the freshwater lake, and this is the day after we were in the Dominica Carnival airplane boat. I love the fact that there's so many people just like humans crave community, but at the same time I love this. Dominica's different to London in many different ways in terms of the culture and stuff, but Dominica has a hybrid that I feel like London doesn't. Yeah, it may have been curated a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it's damn near untapped. But you still have the industrial aspect in Roseau, so there's a bit of both. There's the hybrid, there's the introvert and there's the extrovert in this land.
Kalinago, the name of my people, and then Barano, the ocean.
The Kalinago people are the indigenous inhabitants of Dominica.
Ote village, Kalinago village by the sea. I have history. I have history.
It felt surreal walking on their land. I don't know, I almost feel like I'm stepping on sacred ground. There were many different moments and areas that were quite symbolic. And also speaking to some of the members of the original tribe as well was really surreal. What is done to maintain that same sense of communication? Because I always find that in language is culture.
The colonizing force, one of the first things they did was to try and eradicate language, to take away everything that represents strength and independence in the peoples that they colonize.
So I dropped back into Dominica's capital, Rosa, and went live on Kyrie FM, one of Dominica's leading radio stations.
Good day, sir.
Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day.
Welcome to the studios of Kyrie FM.
Thanks for having me, brother. What happening?
In case you did not know, I'm here with Shakka. And let me tell you something. I see this man taking over. And I'm not talking about Dominica or the Caribbean, I'm talking globally, man. I see this man taking over.
To be here, to be in Kyrie, to be with my cousin at fellow radio stations such as DBS and different places around the world, like it helps me to be me. So, yeah, man, keep playing the music and keep showing people the love.
Music play 767 is what you get. We have the place gone wild. All the girls in the latest style.
WCK are a Caribbean band from Dominica, and they play calypso, soca, and bouyon music. And it was exciting for me to work with them because I grew up listening to their music. The main session that we had was when I went to Elson's place and I worked with him in the studio, and he's a producer of the band, and the cool thing about that is that we get to bounce ideas off of each other. The sounds here to begin with is bouyon tempo, and then the drum pattern is bouyon, is a typical bouyon tempo. It will grow, I guess, in time. Do you know what I mean? I can't even explain what it is yet. It really does. I might need to steal this shit. The concept of the song is, I could never be a foreigner. I could never be foreign to this country. I could never be foreign to the sound or to anyone else who lives here, because my parents came directly from here. And so everywhere I go, I have my parents' blood in me, and they have Dominica blood in them. I could never be a foreigner, no matter how many times I go on varsity. I could never be a warrior.
I was a bit skeptical at the beginning in terms of how we were going to start everything. But you know, as soon as he came, I just started flowing and it was a breeze.
I could never be a foreigner.
I'm in the village of my mother's birth, which is a place called Vacaz. My granddad's just talking with some of his members of the family and stuff, and he was nice enough to give me some fish and some food and stuff. It was good to come here, man. And it was the perfect way to round off a journey to your homeland. I'm gonna stay here if that's all right with you guys. That's cool. Yeah, just a few more days. Perfect, cool. Just gonna walk off into the distance like a movie star. Homeland means, to me, it's the age-old mantra to say, or to reaffirm that you never know where you're going until you fully know where you've been. And I remember saying it the first time we started this. That phrase means more to me now than it did before, because I've gotten more of an understanding of where I've been. And when I say me, I mean the giants whose shoulders I'm currently standing on, the ancestors and the many sages before me who passed on these tools that I now have to create this stuff, you know. Homelands to me means never forget.